Welcome to the Fleet Geeks podcast. We're here to help develop fleet and transport professionals. Do you want to progress and develop your skills and knowledge? We promise to bring lively conversation and debate around interesting issues and keep you bang up to date with changes in our awesome industry. The Fleet Geeks are a community of professionals, and if you enjoy the podcast, why not join the discussion for free in the Fleet Geek community over on Facebook? Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Fleet Geeks podcast. I hope you listeners are having a wonderful day as you're listening to this. As I record, it is a Friday morning and the temperature is heading up into the 30s. It's quite sweltering. In fact, I've even turned the AC down a little bit in the recording booth at the minute. So, how are things for you guys? I hope everything's okay. I hope the Fleet Geek community are good, and I hope that you are all coping well under the pressure of summer and trying to find some summer holiday time. What a challenge for a transport manager to get away on a holiday. I probably ought to do a podcast about that, to be fair. But today I have an amazing guest. You won't have met him on the podcast before, but he's been part of the Flagship team for just over a year now, and a very, very valuable member of the team. Many of our customers will very much be aware of who Baz is, otherwise known as his alter ego Barry Devereux. I almost said that like Devereux, didn't I? I didn't mean it like like Bobby Devereux. Do you ever have that? I had it a lot in the 80s. Right, okay, yeah. So Barry Devereux, as in, and that is spelt the same way as Devereux Transport. It is. Yeah, transport company, although they're no relation. No relation, unfortunately. No relation at all. Okay, Baz. So, Baz, for the benefit of the listeners, please introduce yourself.
Thank you for the flattering welcome. So I'm Baz, Barry. I answer to lots of names. Some of them unrepeatable on the podcast today. And as Pete said, I've been with Flagship for just over 14 months now, and it's been a bit of a whirlwind of a journey, really. Particularly in 2025, we have been crazy busy. But it's been good. I've loved supporting all the operators and customers for Flagship, and every day is a school day. Every day you learn something new, and I'd like to think I do bring a little bit of value to those customers when I see them or support them remotely.
Yeah, absolutely. We get wild feedback for Baz, to be fair. Customers love him. He's very much on the ball, very knowledgeable. Have you seen, so from a personal development perspective, I saw when I was doing a lot of the consultancy work, you kind of see your knowledge level sort of increase quite significantly in comparison to a more sort of internal focused transport manager role, because you're exposed to so many different types of operation.
Yeah, because you're whizzing about all over the place, you're seeing 3, 4, maybe even 5 operators a week. You do see so many different compliance systems, ideas, toolbox talks, and you can use the knowledge you gain for one operator and kind of roll that out as an example or a suggestion to other operators. So it's really, really useful.
It's a good way to spot best practice, isn't it? And innovative ways of working. And you see stuff and you go, oh, and it just triggers a thought process for you. It's a wonderful role, to be fair. It's a wonderful role. Okay, cool. So you've been with us 14 months. Tell us a bit about young Baz. So, like, what's your career look like?
It's been quite a varied, I want to say checkered, but that makes it kind of sound almost a bit negative. But I've had various different hats throughout my career, from bakery management after uni, estate agency, IT support. IT and estate agency. Oof.
And
this is all before I was 30, and then a kind of a change in personal circumstances started my roles in the kind of the vehicle industry, let's call it that, transport industry. So I took a temporary job just delivering cars for Europcar.
Wow.
To kind of keep my life flexible. Ended up managing 3 different branches for Europcar. Okay. Did that for about 8 or 9 years before moving over to the heavy goods industry. Managing a fleet of predominantly traffic management vehicles and low-loader trailers, which started with a fleet of about 45, but after 9 years, the fleet was about 180. So, and managing the hire and sales divisions for for kind of the wider group. So that was challenging. Operators, customers, suppliers all over the country, from literally Aberdeen, Inverness, all the way down to Devon and Cornwall, and the challenges that brings. Integration of FORS as a vehicle accredited FORS supplier for the hire, which wasn't a thing. It was a gap in the market. So when I did my transport manager CPC 10 years ago, I met a guy from ACOM, and we pushed this forward. It took a few years to get the funding from ACOM and from FORS, but we were one of the first vehicle hire companies accredited for FORS. So
fascinating.
So I've got a lot of compliance has always been key for me in the systems and the processes and the audits. So and as you well know, I love a transport audit.
Baz loves an audit. He does love an audit, to be fair. And whilst many times we give him a day and a half, 2 days, I think you'd love to spend a lot longer, wouldn't you, on an audit, really uncovering. Baz is very detail focused, likes to uncover some stones and some rocks, don't you, mate?
I'd be quite happily auditing all day long, every day. But it's I don't use it as a finger pointing exercise. I use it as obviously a bit of a gap analysis and a training plan. And it's all a bit supporting rather than being a negative point.
Development opportunities for people, isn't it? It's about developing systems and developing standards. So out of all of the work you do, is auditing a new operator one of your favourite? Going in, adding a load of value, understanding how things operate and seeing how you can help support them?
Yeah, we were obviously asked to do audits on operators for two reasons. Generally because they've had an interaction with Trust. I mentioned the DVSA and have been required to do it. But then we also get asked to do it proactively as well, which is even better in my opinion, because the operator wants to be the best they possibly can and carries out an audit, or asks us to carry out an audit on their behalf to identify those gaps to make sure they are 100% compliant. So
spot on, mate. So transport has been like a kind of third career, I suppose. So what was your favourite before transport? Obviously transport and working for Flagship is going to be your favourite, so we won't go there. But what was your favourite job before? What out of all of them, what was your best?
Throughout my entire life in general, there's always been this thread of houses.
Okay.
I from the age of 10, when I won my Blue Peter badge for designing the house of the future.
Oh, wow.
In 1984.
Wow.
Obviously the estate agency bid as well, which I did for 8 years or something in the southeast, in Kent in the southeast. I'm also a town councillor for Stamford, where I live, and I'm on the chair of the planning committee for that council. So there's that whole thread of houses and planning and buildings throughout my life. So that's a kind of a keen interest of mine.
No, fair enough. And with your role as Stamford councillor, so those of you that aren't local to us here in Peterborough, Stamford's a rather leafy part of South Lincolnshire. It's very beautiful. Many people will have heard of Stamford Stone. They're beautiful. It's a beautiful area, although surprisingly enough, it does have some challenges, I think, in certain parts of the town. What does that involve? What do you have to do there? And you're the chair.
I'm the chair of the planning committee, so we don't actually have any decision-making powers. That's all done at the district council, but we try to keep those district councillors accountable. And obviously we're the feet on the ground. Stamford was the first conservation area in the country in 1967, and beautiful. As you mentioned, the Stamford Stone is key to the heritage and the beauty, and it's regularly mentioned in the top 50 places to live in the UK, or places to visit. So it's just trying to keep the beauty of the town intact, but also recognising that technology and the world is moving on with renewable energy sources, solar panels, EV chargers, so how we can help to integrate that but keep the heritage intact.
Yeah, that's a really tricky thing, isn't it? Modernising without losing the heritage.
Hi, I'm Shani from Flagship Partners. We're proud to sponsor the Fleet Geeks podcast, your go-to source for all things fleet management. If you're looking for expert advice or high-quality training for your fleet business, make Flagship Partners your first choice. We're also thrilled to announce the launch of our Fleet Academy, designed to support and develop future fleet leaders through expert-led and career-focused training. Our offering includes fully accredited courses such as the Transport Manager CPC training, CPC refresher courses, OLAT training, plus ongoing mentoring, support and professional development beyond the qualification. Our vision is simple: to develop elite fleet professionals who drive excellence across the industry. Let's shape the future of our fleet management together.
Very tricky challenge, mate. Okay, cool. So covered previous work history. We haven't really touched on the traffic management stuff. So obviously you were like head of fleet for this large traffic management company. Is that a restricted O license or is it a standard national?
No, so we were a hire company. So we hired traffic management vehicles from 3.5 up to 18, and then kind of other plant vehicles, so beaver tailed, low loader trailers to plant and access companies. So although we didn't have an O license, I wanted to be kind of the best hire manager I could possibly be, so that's why I did my TMCPC 10 years ago, to try and recognise the challenges that a transport manager would have, and to try and kind of put myself in their shoes.
Sure.
Traffic management is generally run under a bit of a restricted operations. It can and has been known as a bit of the Wild West.
Okay.
Because they fall under a lot of exemptions potentially. It was mobile plants, these CPC exemptions for the 30 hours, 30% of your working week. But we work with various different operators, from your one-man bands to your kind of your subcontractors, all the way up to the big tier one blue chip operators like Amy, Kia, Alpha BT.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So quite a varied role, that one. And obviously you got involved with Fours there as well. So tell me, what do you think about Fours, DVSA earned recognition, about operators or transport managers that are listening to this and they've thought about getting an accreditation for their fleet? What are your thoughts about that?
It's a really interesting conversation that is in the industry at the moment, whether they are the best thing for the industry, the best thing for an operator, because they're not cheap. They take a lot of time, for particularly small operators where you're investing tens of £1,000s potentially for Fours, and the time spent on over recognition. Is it the right thing that you need to do? Obviously, there will be some contracts that operators have where they have the Fours requirements, such as HS2, working in London, etc. But is it needed for certain operators? It's good to be the best operator you possibly can, but do you need to have that blue stamp to be that kind of operator?
Yeah,
it's an interesting question. It
is. Yeah, I think it in my opinion, I think it comes down to, is there a business case? Oh, I knocked my microphone there. Sorry to listeners. Hopefully there wasn't a wallop in your ear as you've done that, as I've done that. So apologies. But I think there's there's like a key. If there's a business requirement for it, if an operator is being told that this is the standard they need to accept, that then it's worthwhile as an investment, isn't it? But ultimately, like you say, it is. It's a very good process to go through, because it helps you understand where your gaps are. It helps you understand where the standard is, or where the expectations are as you go to head for that. And then the challenge, I suppose, is just the investment needed from an auditing perspective and those kinds of things. Interestingly, we've touched a couple of times on audits now. There's been a bit of a lack of clarity recently, hasn't there, around audit standards, where we've picked up that OTC letters have said that it needs to be done by to a DVSA earned recognition standard, and then they refer to the operator license audit guidance, and the two things are different, aren't they?
They are, absolutely.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that, Baz? Being someone who's keen on a bit of detail.
Yeah. So the DVSA earned recognition audit is if you're kind of out there with regards to the kind of the level of details that check, the questions that are asked, the time it takes to complete the audit. And
it's extremely in depth, isn't it?
Yeah, I've just completed one for a small operator which only has 3 drivers, 6 or 7 trucks, and that still takes a lot of time. When you get to an earned recognition audit for some of your big national operators, that can take 2 weeks longer, even just to do the audit and all the sampling with kind of multiple operating centres. And as far as I'm aware, I think there's been a bit more clarity come out that the OTC has said it doesn't have to be the earned recognition standard. It needs to be based on the guidelines that they put out last month, but by a DVSA earned recognition approved auditor.
Yeah,
so that's the clarification I think they provided to
Makes
a point,
sense.
but not out actually in their own guidance. It's just that's through communications for other people.
Yeah,
so.
and one of the things it's done for us is it's created a need for. We've actually now got several types of audit, haven't we, that we do for operators, which are at different levels depending on what they need. So it might just be that you need an interim audit where we look at the key facts and where the gaps may be. It may be that it's a full compliance audit, which is what we're looking at if it's been requested by the traffic commissioner, and it might be a DVSA earned recognition audit if you're going for that approval. And I suppose the other interesting point is that we can do a gap analysis for you. So if you'd thought about earned recognition, we can certainly give you a gap analysis to see where you're at against the standard and give you a bit of an action plan to do that. Some companies do go for that as well when they're thinking about the pipeline for the next couple of years.
Yeah, I think that's a really valid point, and it's something that we've done for quite a few operators over the last year. Is you proactively have done an audit, which is fantastic. You then recognise the gaps and then ongoing support with a project plan with action points to ensure that you're tracking the progress that's made over the following months is really, really useful.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely spot on. So auditing's one of your favourite parts of the job. Tell me what else really do you enjoy about going out and supporting operators?
I just love getting out there, meeting new people every day. I kind of like vehicles. I like trucks. I've been involved, but lucky to have been involved with the kind of the design and build process of HGVs over the last 10 years or so, and just seeing the kind of the sexy Scanias and Volvos out there really good.
Oh, I love that. And tell me, because I think you do get the odd frustration here and there, so obviously keeping it PC for the podcast, but what's one of your biggest frustrations in the industry, or of the things you see? What sort of grips you and frustrates you?
The challenge in the industry at the moment, or predominantly for me, all around the kind of the amount of work that the traffic commissioner has got and how far behind they are with their work. Communication from them is slow, getting things across the line with things that should be really, really straightforward, such as increasing the margin or adding a new transport manager, which in the past would have taken 4 weeks.
Yep.
Even in a new O licence application, they've got their target of 9 weeks at the moment, but I'm doing one at the moment which we are close to 4 months in, and it's a really simple 1 operating centre 2 truck application, and it still hasn't been granted. It's just really, really frustrating to have those challenges.
I've also got an O licence application in for a very simple operator, very similar, and it's been a really long time. It's been a really long time, and there has been some challenges with a change of transport manager and that sort of stuff. But even so, it's still very much taken a long time. Yeah. So that's a real challenge, mate. So yeah, I can see why that would be a frustration as well. Excellent. Baz, it's been amazing to meet you on the podcast. Yeah. Obviously, we've known each other for a little while, but it's been really nice to get to know you, and hopefully the listeners have enjoyed listening in. In the next episode, we're going to be talking about 5 key areas to focus on for transport managers. So I'm looking forward to speaking to you about that. And listeners, please do make sure you tune in. Baz is very experienced, very knowledgeable in the industry. He spent, like I say, 14 months working with Flagship, and he's seen a lot of stuff. So yeah, really looking forward to him sharing his insights on that with us in the next episode. I hope you've enjoyed it, and look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thank you.
Cheers, Pete.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please share with your friends and colleagues too. Join us for free on Facebook with the Fleet Geeks community for transport and fleet managers. Fleet Geeks offers ongoing professional development, networking and mentoring too. So get in touch with me, Pete Rushmer, on any social media platform to find out more.